everybody. Welcome to the last Guile treatment before Worlds. Just going to be, I think, a short one today. It's just Chris and I. We didn't want to bother anybody before their long trips to Vegas.
Yep.
I think we're going to talk a little bit about the Lubock PTC, which was won ably by James Stevens, piloting Asimov and Katarina.
Undefeated with an
and
order deck.
Chris promptly decided to stiff him on the payout of.
Oh no! I'm not. No, I'm bringing something for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm bringing something. This
for him.
is news to me.
I was just giving him shit the entire time. But I got the turbo box for him. So.
Oh, okay. Okay. See,
but if he pulls anything worthwhile out of those ultra rares, I'm just gonna have to take it back. So I can do that.
I mean, he paid his $25 for entry, and I guess it was worth it.
Yeah, well, he got a plane ticket, I guess. Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, so and then we'll go into after that. We'll talk about my RochesterCCG 2018 spring character draft because I guess our season is only from Worlds to before Nats, and then they're gonna break it up again. I guess maybe for playoffs or like for finals. I don't know, for finals or whatever. And then we'll talk about the one MK character we've seen so far, I guess. But yeah. And then I think we'll close out the episode. And then just a couple new things. We have that new deck upgrade series started today. Mark Wisniewski joined me for a take on Vicious. It's really a stepping stone from someone who just started, who bought the turbo deck, Street Fighter or Bebop, or soon to be Mortal Kombat, whenever that comes out. Never. And then it's more of like a stepping stone to be competitive locally, not like nationally. So you wouldn't take this deck and.
Well, I mean, isn't the idea that it's basically like a pauper build?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, like any card outside the starter exclusive cards. Normally, well, maybe the one-ofs would probably cost more than $5, which kind of sucks. That needs to change, Jasco. Go back to a 2-of, man.
Like $25 cards.
Yeah, those are like $25 cards now. But like, you gotta think, like, I'll go into that later. But no more than $5, roughly. So, because that's just an easy entry point for like a newer player. Like I looked up for I have two. We're doing Spike 1. Me and Rob are. I have a death build that he didn't like. So we did water instead. So, but the death build had like everywhere in it, which I looked on a couple sites, and instead of buying the
but
deck,
that's starter exclusive.
Yeah, but the issue is though you can buy those from Legendary Games for 25 cents a piece. So some sites do have them, so you don't have to buy the whole Kadath deck and spend $10. Which
I mean, if you're a new player, you should track down one of the
you should just track down a brick.
Indians things anyway.
Yeah, just buy a brick.
You will not get more for like $80.
It is the best value. Yeah. But anywho, we'll go ahead and start with Lubock, I guess, after that giant segue. So
I already said James won.
Yeah, James won. The big thing about that is James's opponent, Jeremy Gentry, was playing Spike 2, but he forgot his bangs at home. Yeah. So I think if people actually play, I know Brian Harris had bang in his deck because he was also playing Spike.
But he got diversified, right?
But he got diversified. So, yeah. But I think if more people played Bang, I don't think James wins that tournament. But that's just me.
Do you have a Ben Lambright story in that vein?
Yeah, I do. Ben said when he went to the Atlanta PTC and played AK, he got banged like multiple times in multiple games in multiple consecutive turns. I think he said
Any recollection on who?
Who banged him? I don't know who banged him. But
Scott banged him 3 turns in a row.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was UFS Mom banged him 3 times in a row, eh? That's pretty rough. So yeah, so if you're ANK and you get banged, you pretty much lose because you can't do anything. And the only Spike 1 player was a newer guy, I believe, and he did not top because he is a new player. So
I mean, he won one round, I think.
1 round.
I think he went like 1-5.
Yeah,
1-4.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it looks like it's just not a plug and play deck, guys. You have to have some sort of skill to play Spike 1. So
well, we don't. But that's the thing. I mean, we don't know what his deck was.
Well, exactly.
You could have sleeved up the starter.
Yeah, seriously. Like, I honestly wouldn't put it past Garrett to sleeve up the starter and just beat everyone's ass at Worlds because just to prove a point.
I'd be surprised.
That'd be surprising, but just to prove a point though, I could see him trying to prove a point. And he looks Jason dead in the eyes in finals, and he goes, "You made me do this," and then he kill someone with the one copy of Fallen Angels in the deck.
That seems highly unlikely.
Highly unlikely, but yes. But yeah, so they had 24 players, I believe. So it's a pretty good turnout for Lubock, I believe. So, and then it looks like
there's like a decent number of locals too, right?
Yeah.
I know there was some Vegas went, and there was like a pretty big Omaha contingent. But I think that they got a decent number of Texas players.
Yeah,
right?
I believe the majority of it wasn't like when people come to Rockford, where it's like 4 Rockford players and everyone else is from out of town. So. Because no one
There's
in
more than 4 Rockford.
Okay,
players.
Sorry, there's 6 of us, but sometimes some guys just can't get work off. So, But anywho, we're just gonna adopt you Maryland guys anyway. So we already adopted Ben and Madison, so we can just adopt you guys or sponsor. Ooh.
I mean, dude, you want to pay for my flights? I'll go to all the tournaments.
No, not really. I don't want to.
Rounded out tops.
What?
I do not have them with me.
Oh, rounded out tops. Yeah, I can pull them up. You talk about his A&K deck if you haven't pulled up. Anywho, he played Spike against a Spike 2 again in finals. Was that a solid 2-0? I don't remember if that was a 2-0 or not.
No, because they were on game 3.
Oh, that's right. Your boy Gutsman topped. Okay, so here it is. A&K got first, obviously. Spike 2, there was a Vicious. Tamron Cardwell played Faye, which was a giant.
I liked his deck.
Which was a big talk of the tournament. There it is, right there. I pulled it up. Here you go. Faye Vicious came in third. That was piloted by Ryan McLean off Evil. No surprise there. Ryan McLean playing an Evil deck. No surprise. Good job, Ryan. Tam playing Faye. He did the Black Dog loopy loop and then just kill people with giant multiples. I mean, and nip you.
I think he had a little bit of that.
Yeah,
but it seemed like it was a lot more about just kind of like a very momentum hungry good build.
Yep.
Because the thing is like every single time he pays like a momentum cost, if he just discards like the non-block that he
gets
like added, he just does it again.
Yep.
He just gets it right back.
He did play 2 Jurassic Jungle, and I remember him saying something about his opponent didn't use it against his own attacks because it's playable by both players. So read people's cards, kids. If you have questions, read people's cards. Yeah,
no, the other card that's like really, really, really cool in this is the Copyright Dr. Light.
Oh, yeah, because he would do the same thing over and over again because it's not one
Let's think it right. It's just like it's a 1 diff, and it's pitch momentum. I think it's if you have 3 or more different keywords, which is going to be basically every single attack in this. It might be every single attack.
Leaf Shield does not.
Woodman's Leaf Shield?
No, regular Leaf Shield. It's only breaker and ranged. So he can't do it with that, but everything else does. Because Cowboy Battery's ranged, ally, and multiple one.
How about the Distraction?
What? Oh, Distraction? That has...
Isn't that just like charge
that just
and like powerful?
That may just have powerful on it.
Well, it's definitely charge or tech or something.
I can pull it up. Hold on a second. I can pull up...
it may be 3. But yeah, and then... he can get the 1 momentum. That'll give him another one.
And why?
But the thing with the Copyright Dr. Light is...
no, it has powerful and tech, so it does not have a 3rd keyword.
Okay.
So.
Unless they're in deadlock, then you can give it multiple. But
yeah.
Right. But the thing is with Copyright Dr. Light, I mean, Faye basically can turn every single attack in your deck into, have a Cowboy Battery enhance, which is awesome.
And it looks like you had the neat look the devil in the eye and honky tonk woman combo, which is pretty cool. That's neat. That's a nice one. So he can go crazy long in his strings. He had the random Spike 1 in his sideboard. For no apparent reason, I guess. You know.
That's why he misplayed and didn't make it.
Maybe. He did side cool and focus though, which usually I think that's a more of a main board, but his deck looks like it's pretty packed full. It's at 66 already with 19 attacks. The Siberian Scientist thing is kind of on the same vein as the Dr. Light thing, because you just ready it and then draw a card and then get that momentum back, so you basically just plus all the time with that card.
I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, it's just basically just a bunch of stuff with momentum costs that, like, I mean, I've played good Cutman, and the issue was never sort of like having momentum outlets. It was more, how am I going to generate it? Like,
yeah.
You know, how, like, you know, like, that thing is like the water build of him. Like, there's all sorts of like other ways to do it, but on good, there really weren't. I mean, you used to have like Kyo's Jacket.
Yep.
And other than that, it was basically like Hunters once more, and then like Sweet Baby Challenge, and 2 of those 3 cards aren't in the format anymore. So
poor Sweet Baby, I missed that card.
But yeah, I don't know. I can't say that I was really surprised to this deck do well. I know he had spoken a bit about it. Like, I think he'd sort of floated like a rough build, and like a couple of the cards, you know, that he was talking about then definitely made the cut.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I was very excited to see that he did go and play this, because I think he was conflicted, because I feel like he had like another local that wanted to play Fae, and he didn't want to like play the same deck as someone else going to this tournament.
Yeah, I think he
but
said
I guess
that.
he just ended up doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I looked at a lot of the, you know, just momentum cost stuff and thought that this was something that had potential.
She is pretty much the premier momentum cost character now, since she can just generate it on the fly whenever she wants to. So
yeah,
you know.
I mean, the thing too is, you know, you don't even have to run that many non-blocks. If you're running foundations with non-blocks that have destroy costs.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he was running in this, but for instance, if you're running like that Mega Man, like 1 diff that you destroy to draw a card, I can't remember.
Dauntless Hero?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, something like that. You can just pop it, draw a card, and then
sweep
your
it.
momentum's online.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's sort of one of those. I think, does Look the Devil in the Eye, does that have a block?
That may not have a block.
That's the one where it's what, like destroy to give your next check to play an attack, like +2?
+2, yeah.
And it's like playable while committed.
Yeah. That's why it's really good with the Honky Tonk Woman, because you can just bring it back in and just blow it up again.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah,
I like his deck a lot. I like it a lot. I like it. I just don't own the missile launchers just to build it and have fun and play with it. Because
you don't have 2 missile launchers?
No, I traded them all away for Gateway Shuffles when the set first came out. Boo on me, I guess.
I mean,
so
he's running 4 Gateway Shuffles.
Yeah,
so.
I know. Yeah, whatever. But 5th place was Eggs, Mason Johnson, the littlest Johnson.
Oh, I thought you were saying it was an Eggs deck.
No, it's like, Eggs. He's playing Reese. Playing Reese too. Another character that just straight loses to Bang. You know, eye roll there. So basically,
I know that James is, you know, has the reputation as the most like boring man in UFS.
Yeah.
Oh, this deck though.
Yeah. This deck is just a
4-4-4-4-4
2 2 2 2 2 3 3 1 whatever. Like, I don't know. It's just a Reese deck. It really, you know, at least he has the Tijuana groceries in there to get the free cost, you know, and partners, which is kind of nice, I guess. Felicia made an appearance, so that goes good for you with the whole, you know, you called her to...
This is still like holding on to that air build. So
definitely.
That'll be viable, I guess, until
MK comes out.
Yeah,
because then she has to completely change over to maybe like a water kicks build, because
I mean, I think she could do water. I think you can probably play her on chaos as well.
Yeah,
it might be tougher. But,
yeah, that's true.
I'll tell you, the boldest include in this deck was 2 dodge.
Oh yeah, that's rough,
wouldn't
man.
touch that card right now.
Uh-uh.
Like, there's so many people that have been running out of your league,
Mm-hmm.
like, at every single tournament.
And then you know
Just
that anytime if you play a Woodman, you know he's gonna have White House, so you're never gonna be able to play that card. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't
like
know. I mean,
I was kind of contemplating for my singles deck playing Chaos Yamato, and then I was just like, well, I can't play Dodge because I get wrecked. Someone out of your league's it. So, just go play Water Yamato because it's better. So, yeah, anywho. Yeah, so, but 2 Swordfish just to get extra momentum, that's kind of a neat enabler. It's,
well, because
you know,
it adds the attack and
Yep.
itself, right? So you
Mhm.
basically just play like one little poke,
Yep.
and then you
Then you're
pop it,
online.
and you have 2.
Yep.
It's not terrible.
It's not
And
terrible.
works defensively as well.
Yep. The one thing I don't like in 7-handers that I see that he has, I know that's only 2 copies, but Journey West, like, you usually don't want to be eating damage, with that.
And I mean, the other thing too is like he's only running, I believe, 2 reversals. Like, so here's the thing: I don't like Journey West at all.
Yeah.
I don't think that's really that good.
Yeah.
But I sort of have a caveat because used in decks that play a lot of reversals, it's not terrible.
Yeah.
Because like the idea is you're attacking and just saying like, well, you can either like junk up your card pool and block this, or
your next attack's
your next attack is like
2 more
+2 difficulty.
Yeah.
So
no, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, and in that case, it's good because like especially right now, like playing reversals is somewhat sketchy, just because
it is.
If you're not like killing someone, you kind of have to hope that they're not just going to like completely blow you out and say thanks for making all your blocks.
I have the only reversal I feel safe playing nowadays is Curse Splat, because I can make my next card not count towards progressive, and that's really the only card I feel that is safe to play. Like there's a couple other ones, it depends, like Yamato Slam, like if you have like a Sweet Nothings on board or whatever, you can There's certain instances, but like if you just go straight in a vacuum, Curse Splat's like the only reversal. Maybe like Urban
probably do the Fey one as well, where if it's not blocked, they have to add a card.
Yeah, that one's fine. But then you're playing it on a 6 instead of a 5. But
there's people that are playing the Splash Woman card.
Yeah,
so.
I know, and that's crazy. That's just nuts. It's just a personal preference. He had Bang in the sideboard, by the way, which is bad. You mainboard that shit. Kid. And then we have...
I would run those 2 bangs main over those dodges. Like 7 days a week.
Yeah, and then I would side 2 more bangs in the sideboard. Yeah. Or you're a 7-hander, just play 3. Just play 3 and 3. It's not going to hurt you. Gutsman made an appearance, your boy. It was off of Evil. Were you surprised that it wasn't off of Life?
I would not terribly. I mean, I was curious. I was stoked to see that there was like another Gutsman list, and especially when he was doing well, like I was hoping he would top, so I'd at least get to check out the list. I mean, I thought it was fine. I've sort of struggled with Evil builds. I mean, I've had people ask me for my like take on them, and I don't know. I always just have trouble figuring out how I'm going to put together like a real attack string. And if I'm only going to play like 1 or 2 attacks, like how I'm going to make them hit. Like that was sort of always the thing about like the Life, especially when it had No Mai, is, that was just insane.
Did you play Venom Shot in yours too?
I did for a while.
Okay.
But I sort of ended up replacing it with other stuff as I went.
Yeah.
But the thing for me is that in the Life build, like Curse Splat is so good at going like both ways of being like, a little reversal with stun and like damage, life gain. And then on offense, it basically allows you to not worry about like junking up your card pool.
Sure.
And I mean, he's running like some of the gyro stuff. Man, 4 super arm, like that, that's bold. Like super arm's not bad. I mean, I used to run it.
It's
like
a 3
I ran it like 1 or 2 copies. I believe it's
a 2 mid
for 5.
Oh, for 5.
And
okay.
You discard a face down, and it gets +2/+2.
Okay.
And it has another E, which is you name a card, and cards with that name can't be added to your opponent's momentum until the start of your next turn.
Oh, okay.
Which is like real underrated. I mean, for instance, like a card that would destroy right now is Swordfish 2.
Mm-hmm.
If they have Swordfish 2 and you start with a super arm and you just name Swordfish 2, they can't play the ability.
Yeah.
Until your next turn.
Yeah.
So they can't play it on your turn, their turn, and then they can play it again. My thing with super arm was always just that it was like even after you pumped up the speed, it was 4-speed mid.
Yeah.
And one of the problems right now is like you have attacks like Swimming Birds and Fallen Angel that are both like giant attacks that are mid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Coffee Samba's mid.
Yeah.
Cats is mid.
Mm-hmm.
And this thing is, especially like we saw in Tamer. I mean, Cool and Focused. If people are running Cool and Focused for Cats, well, they're gonna just ruin your super arm.
Yeah, your day's gonna be ruined. He did play. He did have Coffee Samba in his deck, so that
Well, that's sort of another thing is I've always sort of been conflicted about whether or not to run one checks in a 5-hander.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's really tough. I mean, if you fail that first or second card like as a 5-hander, it's a lot difficult for you to sort of make it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, so like I've sort of considered it with whatever that Alice card was.
Which one?
The reversal where they can't play attacks.
Oh, Guardian Slasher.
Yeah. And I just never got around to like bothering.
I hate one checks, so I just in a 5-hand size. Even 2 checks are dangerous in a 5-hand size. If like you had Nomai, but
I mean 2 checks are fine. Like
but still though, like at least you're guaranteed if you go like 2-1-0 on your build, at least you have a chance to go build 3 at least. Well,
here's the thing with Gutsman, especially on Evil in Life, you can run Revoke.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
And that's a great card. Like, he's running at 3. Mm-hmm. I ran it at 3 because 4 was a little much. Because like, if you had 2 in your opening hand, it was just bad.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of card where you see it turn 1, and you, without hesitation, will just throw it down for the form and then build.
Yeah. Sure.
Honestly, like the biggest thing that was just that seemed like a big miss was that it was running no copies of No Surprises.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he was running I think 3 Harrisons. I don't know if he was running any other zero diffs.
Looking. No, he has Harrisons, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I would don't. Yeah, I would just change that.
The thing is like you're running like 4 1-checks. So, like, you want to be running, like, a decent amount of zero diffs.
Yeah.
Just so you can at least try to build, like, 3 on turn 1 by just going, like, Revoke and then, like, a 1 diff and a 0 diff.
Yeah.
Or, a 1 diff, a 0 diff, and then, like, something and just kind of cross your fingers.
It looks like he has Folktale Storyteller in there as, like, an off symbol card. So you can just play and build. And,
yeah. I mean, that's not bad at all.
It's not a bad idea.
On, like, a second turn or later if you just need that extra foundation.
Yeah.
But just with with No Surprise, it's a 0 diff. It's also a 6 check, which is nice because when you have all these extra cards in your pool, like you wouldn't mind checking a 6 once in a while.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, the other thing is like that E on it of just 4+, they discard the top card of their deck. I don't know if there's a ton right now that's gonna mess up. I mean, it hurts Fae. I know I played against a Fae deck where I had No Surprises, and I was just using it constantly when the top card of their deck was something that I didn't want them to have.
Yeah.
And I would just like go for it, and hey, if it dug into something else, great. If it didn't, no big deal.
And then if you happen to check an attack, you get to pick it up.
But that's sort of the big thing is, for Gutsman, it's basically like once per turn, draw a card.
Yeah.
That's it. As long as you're attacking, as long as your opponent's attacking. And that was always the big thing is that, like, when he starts turning into, like, a 7-hander, like, later in the game, because you're attacking and they're attacking and you're drawing extra cards, like, that's when he's just ridiculous.
Yep.
And, I mean, yeah, just 0 diff, ability to make checks, like that card needs to be in there. But
he was running Cunning and Prideful, so he could pick up his face downs. That's pretty good. I was talking with Church, and I'm just like, because I was talking about Spike 2, and I'm like, well, if any Air Spike 2 play that, it's not a bad idea because you're going to kick something to momentum. Like anything that has momentum and on those symbols may want to play that as like a 1 or a 2 of, because you get to pick that momentum up after it resolves. And
I mean, the other thing, I know that there were a bunch of people at like around Nats time last year that were running Cunning and Prideful.
For
like
Cowboy
something
Battery.
where they might have a little bit, but also just because if your opponent plays Cowboy Battery, you can just pick it up whatever they put in your pool.
Yeah, it's just it's like drawing an extra card, which is and in 8th place, another 5-hander, Mr. Stoneman. We had 3 order decks in top 8, which kids.
Well, I mean, nobody was running Bang,
so no one was running Bang. So I believe Tam beat this guy in top 8 2-1 or 2-0? 2-1.
8.
Yeah.
So he lost to the 4 seed? I guess that was Tam, right?
Yeah, Tam was the 4th seed. Yeah.
So
it looks like it's, just a bunch of stun attacks. It's not really a lot like we played before Rockford. You had a Stone Man deck. But,
I mean, it's similar.
He didn't have access to defenders, I guess, the UK champ card that when you commit stuff. Because,
well, I mean, I even asked James about that because he wasn't running Defenders of the Empire in his AK deck, and he just said he didn't have it. I think that's a card that there's probably a lot of people that don't have it. I mean, the only reason I have it is because I was at UK Nats and someone was like handing them out, and I was like, oh, I guess. And then I've since played with it and been like, well, really glad.
I don't know why he wouldn't not. Well, if he had it, he probably would play it because he can use both enhances, the R and the E. Because same thing with add a 9, they can do the same thing. You know.
But that's like a really good one, especially just because of with the stun you get like a target commit. I mean, that's really good.
I have one thing though is maybe he doesn't own these. Would be like he's sideboarding stop. I would just not play that card anymore because it's going to be ridiculous to. Well, with him maybe you can do it because if your opponent pluses something, you can give it minus speed.
That's the thing is like
maybe
Stone
it works
Man,
better with Stone Man.
You can always just reduce the speed of stuff and then block it.
Yeah. So maybe it works better for him than it would like a Prepared to Fight or whatever. So maybe the guy didn't own any Prepared to Fights, but again he's a 5-hander, so you don't want to pile in actions. So maybe citing in those 3 stops is pretty much fine. Played 4 Buddhist Devotion. I don't know why. Other than maybe a high block breaker, I don't know. Maybe he can just auto build something if he's going to try to attack. I guess it doesn't look like he has anything that actually fires on when entering or anything. So
I'm not.
I'm just gonna Trusted Keeper's kind of nice because he gets to pick that up as a block. That's a card that I've been trying to maybe fit into some order decks because orders spam sucks.
Well, I mean the other thing too is Trusted Keeper is the mid.
Is it the mid? I thought that was the high.
It's 2/4. Humanity Sentry is the high block.
Oh, is it?
So, I mean, Trusted Keeper is not bad either, just because it's like a target tap of a foundation.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things, I feel like 2 of the biggest cards to run for Stone Man.
Trusted Keeper is the mid block. You were right.
I know my bad Malin cards.
Why do I ever doubt you, Rob? I am sorry. I did not mean to doubt you, sir.
If I know the name, I know what it is.
Bad Malin cards. Good job.
But here's a card I don't remember the name of. The BB Hood card.
Yep.
It's like you E commit, or I think it's like first E commit, and the attack gets +2/+2 and can't get any more bonuses.
I think he actually. I don't know if he was playing that. I know what you're talking about, but I
don't think he was.
I'll look it up.
I don't think so. I was gonna say S-Class Hunter, but that's
no, it's not S-Class Hunter. She has fire.
But that's good for Stone Man because he can respond to both of those. So he can basically just be like, I'll give it 2 speed, and then -2 damage because you'll respond for the speed, respond for the damage, give it -4.
I'm making everybody sick behind you. by doing the look. Fuck. Let me look it up. To Stark Stalkers.
Oh, okay.
Warriors of the Night. There we go.
And the other card?
Any means possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that's in here.
No, it's not in there. No, and then it doesn't receive any damage or speed bonuses for the rest of the enhanced step. So you could first E like on a swimming bird and give it like -2/-2. Like, wouldn't it just? Well,
the thing is, you give it +2/+2.
Yeah.
And then you respond.
-2 speed, -2 speed.
Well, that or -2 damage, -2 damage.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So it depends on what it is. I mean, that's good against something like cats as well.
Yeah.
Where although I will say that you could still play the double enhance on cats because it's not a bonus.
Yeah.
It doesn't have like a plus.
Mm-hmm.
But you should be able to get it to like a minimal amount of.
Which the whole overly dramatic cats doubling thing is stupid. So. Should we talk about that a bit for dumb rulings?
We can in a little bit.
Okay.
The one other card though was static buildup.
Oh yeah, that was something.
Which, I mean, it's fine for him because it's just something where it's like if they're not blocking, it gives you a little bit of free speed, so that if they're try to block something, they need to commit more.
That also says
stun.
This is your attack, right? It doesn't say this attack. No, it does say this attack. Static
it
buildup.
Says this.
Yeah, so you could do it on their attacks too.
But that's right. But that's the whole point is that the other ability is this attack is +1 damage. As long as there's like a card in your opponent's card pool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they're attacking you, they're always going to have a card in their card pool, and so when you say E, this attack it's like +1 damage. Then you can respond with Stone Man and either give it -2 speed or -2 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And so effectively you just have a foundation that's E, give your opponent's attack -2 speed or give it -1 damage.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's usable on every single attack. So if you get like 2 or 3 of those out,
Good night, kids.
That's just a huge mountain to climb up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, Stone Man would be... I think Stone Man would be absolutely oppressive if Bang didn't exist.
Yeah.
And, we sort of saw here that there was a tournament where no one was really playing Bang.
Yeah.
And,
Did he have a reversal in his deck? I paged away from it.
He did.
Because, I don't know, in my opinion, I think you'd want to play him with at least one type of reversal because you can reverse and then commit him to commit 2 of their cards, and then if you have
and if they're at the thing is if they're
deadlocked, they're
you reversal and stun 3 and then tap him to tap 2 more,
and then if you have
anything else on it,
if you have a defenders,
almost commit them out.
Yes, and then you just kill them on the next turn if you draw attacks.
A good one for that is Tiger Uppercut.
Oh yeah,
because it already has stun 1.
Yep,
and then, it gives the next attack like +3 or -3, so it's sort of possibly as much as like a half block or so on like the next attack as well.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Anything else about Lubock other than the fact that there was no Bang played? I want to make sure everyone's clear of that. There was barely any Bang played.
There were some. We saw a couple of times.
There was a couple. There was a couple inside. Gotta mainboard that shit, man. Gotta mainboard it. So, want to move on to my character draft, or we got something else you want to talk about before we move on?
We can talk about your character draft.
So, Sean came to me a couple months ago, asked if I wanted to do the character draft. I was like, sure. So I just sat, waited, and then he got hold of me. And then we drafted last Wednesday.
Well, do you want to give a little bit of background of what it is?
Okay,
for those that don't know.
Okay, so for those who don't know, it's basically like fantasy football, but for UFS. We take a team of characters, and we get points based on how those characters top, place, and win. It was my first time doing this. I was one expansion team, and Tim Keefe, our world champion, was an expansion team. I got first pick because I am the newest expansion team with no cardboard. Yet, kids. Yet. One day. So I got first pick. Before we started this, we have a chat group. We talked. They had keepers from last year, and we voted on keepers, and they voted no. Slam rode Spike won to a victory last year. So the thing about the keeper is though that they wouldn't get a first round pick. So basically, it would be we get us 2 new people get our pick of the litter, or whoever's left. but we voted no. So obviously, I took Spike 1 as my first overall pick. If the chance he does get banned, I get 1 extra point for banning. But I'm hoping that if he does get banned, it's down the road, and I already have accumulated such a giant lead because he's obviously going to win Worlds and probably get diversified and probably get, and all this other stuff. So I picked him first, and then there was 5 other people who went, and then basically there was 8 picks, right? 8 picks between my first and my second because it was a snake draft. Right? Yeah, it was 10 people, 10 picks. Yeah, I went 1 in 10.
It's only 5 people, or is it 6?
There's 6. I'm 1, and then there was 5 other people. So yeah, 10, right? Yeah. That's the way it works. Yeah, I don't know. I can't do math. So I went with Yamato Man 1 because I'm dumb and I forgot Vega existed for a minute.
I would take Yamato over Vega.
Yamato's good, but then I went Gemini Man 2, which I forgot Vega existed. But then I heard someone talking on one of the chats that they've been testing Gemini Man for teams, so I may get lucky there. I'm thinking he may be my first drop, people. He may be my first drop. And then I went Plant Man. Plant Man's pretty solid. I went with 4 7-handers to start because I believe 7-handers are really good in tops. They usually place, they usually win. Very rarely do you get a 6 hand size character unless you're Garrett 1, who is completely broken. So I took an old standby, base 1. We'll see if he still has some legs after things shake out once Mortal Kombat comes. The Kryptonite, the Superman. I took Mega Man 2. He's placed in American events top 4 in the last 2 national events. And he usually does pretty good else. He usually tops if he's usually played, so we'll see how that goes. I went with 1 champ card. I took Garrett Brett 4. I think Garrett Brett 4 is pretty much one. He's not at the level of like a Keith or a Grant, but he's definitely unexplored, I believe, and I think he's really good. He's a pseudo 7 hand size character with target committal, and he has the water symbol. So I think Garrett Brett 4 is really good. I took Blanca and Ryu. Those are both solid characters. We'll see what happens. And I took Robert as my last pick, mainly because of this. He's my favorite KOF character, obviously. He's my favorite. I played him at Worlds last year. Once MK comes out, he is dropped, and all the Neomax characters go away, and then we get a supplemental draft. So I thought, if I'm maybe not doing so hot, I can get the best character out of MK maybe pick up Johnny Cage, because he's going to be the best character in MK. So we'll have to see from there on. Everyone's team's pretty stacked. I don't know, man.
I'm sorry. I'm just looking at this. You took Gemini Man over Satoshi.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Pharaoh Man.
Oh, yeah. Lilith.
Dhalsim. Athena.
Oh, I know, dude. There were still... I know. I panicked. Because I was at my locals playing. I was like, sure, Gemini Man.
Was your opponent playing Gemini Man?
No. My opponent was playing Vicious. So he was already taken, so I couldn't take him. So, the only non-Bebop character taken in the first round was Woodman. He went third. He went third overall, which is, it kind of went like Tim Keefe's tier list and Jeremy's tier list. Spike 1, Spike 2, Woodman, Vicious, Jet, Edward, and Ein, and then like Grant, Faye. Skullman 2 was taken in the second round by Piglet.
That seems like a little bit of a reach.
That was a reach. My Gemini Man was a giant reach, unfortunately. No, that was my only regret right there.
Hey, at least you got Mega Man 2, though. That guy's like guaranteed top 4.
Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, dude. And I may only get points off of Worlds and Nats, or Worlds off of him, but still, though, I'll take those points. I will take those points. But I like my team. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's just a crapshoot because it's just with the diversity thing. You get points for diversity, too. So Spike 1 should be pretty huge, I think. And I think Yamato Man will net me some points from diversity this year, too. I think there'll be a lot of Yamato Man. Even though I'm playing him for singles, I know there's going to be a lot of sandbags. So I'm pretty sure that's one that will be sandbagged into. So, but you want to move on to the MK card? I'll pull her up. I can pull up. Fuck it. I don't want to pull that shit up. I'm changing my mind.
I know it's another one that's has 3 abilities that can all each only be played once per turn.
I'm just not gonna pull her up on the computer, but I have her right here. Yeah, she's
It's sort of a format that I hate.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it, but her abilities are pretty powerful, so I can understand why they did it. But it seems like maybe they did that just because instead of trying to put like a real cost on it, instead of losing life, like a commit or.
Well, I mean they all do lose life though. So.
Well, the two of them. I mean, like more than just losing life, like so you can't just spam the hell out of them like the Bebop ones. She has an E, lose 2 vitality. This attack gets +2 or -2 speed. Your next check gets to play a card gets +2. Basically, it's +4 on block, which is pretty good. This is my favorite part of her. Lose 3 vitality. After an attack is played, your opponent discards 1 random card. So, I may try her with Dark Comet because you can just for bad meme goodness, man. Just play her with Dark Comet, dude. Get rid of the nuke the entire hand, bro. You can do it. Just do it. But anywho, but random discard something that I don't think has been in the game in the Jasko era. I don't think so. I think that's maybe new for the Jasko era. And then Desperation R after an opponent plays an attack against Flash. She's 721 with Chaos, Evil, and Void. So
I have a question.
I may have an answer.
For Melina, right? Is lose 3 after an attack, they discard a random card, right?
Mm-hmm.
So can you use Big Cyclone to cancel that?
Let's look.
Because that's after it would be discarded, right?
I think that you would be able to Big Cyclone first. Let's move you out of the way.
It's any number of cards? Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
you definitely can.
Yeah, you can cancel it. Yeah. So you would pay, was it after? So they would pay the cost and then you would respond with this? Correct? Yeah. So yeah, you can.
I was still thinking it was the old wording, which was after it was discarded, you did some stuff.
Yeah, they changed it. They
just made it so after they play an ability that does that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, you can Big Cyclone it. Uh-huh. Yep, cool, man. And then she couldn't even use her top E then because if that card's in the card pool.
Yep.
Sweet. That's pretty cool. I don't know. I don't know, I started taking, after seeing the Bebop characters, I'm just I just want to see her support, and then I'll decide if she's busted or not. But honestly, I don't think she's better than any of them. She may be better than Mad Perot. I think, on power level wise, I think, in my opinion. I don't know, but.
Well, I mean, random discard's really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. But.
Because, right, I mean, that's the kind of thing where it could just sort of be randomly discard. Oh no, that's the on-zone block that you need
and
to
then
not die.
Then you die, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think, I'm hoping that her other support has some discard stuff, but not not crazy.
Oh, you don't want what's her name, Nina coming back?
No, I don't want to be able to, I play when I went to Schaumburg last time. A guy had a legacy decks, and so I played this Cammy that after a card's discarded from an opponent's hand, I can commit her, and they discard 2 cards from their hand or something. And it was some weird old stuff, and I played 1 attack. Pitched 1 card. He had 3 cards in hand. He had no cards in his hand after that attack because I pitched every card out of his hand, and then I killed him because he had no cards in his hand. I don't want it to turn into that. Once per turn is fine, I think. Random discard.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. A lot of people run a lot of anti-discard now, other than Balance Fighter in most.
I mean, they should run some just because Ed 9 exists.
Yeah. I agree. But it's I feel any 7-hander has a favorable matchup against Ed 9 because they can hold on to 3 cards if they need to. But
it depends.
So, but anything else on Melina other than the fact that you just don't like the? Oh, by the way, the World's 2018 mat's really ugly. It's just ugly. But whatever.
The only other thing about Melina is that she's 100 of 189.
Oh yeah, let's talk about. You want to talk about that?
It's going to be another big set.
Again, yeah. And then we're all going to have 4 of every starter deck to get the 1-ofs, which, Jasco, stop doing that. Stop making people spend $100 on turbo decks just to get the 1-ofs, because, yeah, it's...
But you get the ultra rares. I got a question.
Yeah.
Would you rather that the decks had at least 2 of everything and no ultra rare, or the ultra rares?
I'd rather have 2 ofs because I'm spending half the money. Personally, it depends the quality of the ultra rare.
I can tell you right now that stores would rather it be the other way around.
What, with the ultra rares? Oh yeah, I understand. They sell more product.
I mean, basically, like having a 1-of and having the ultra rares is gonna make it move more units.
Oh yeah, of course. And then not to dog on Bebop, but Bebop had their ultra rares there were very few crap ultra rares in that set. You know.
Yeah, I mean, Street Fighter was a little rough. When you're like, man, I need those 4 Kokoshos, and I just don't want to open another copy of Climax B.
Yeah, that, or what's the asset with Chico Nor whatever, that
Chico no Hado?
Yeah, no one wants to open those either. Because very rarely did you ever get prepared to fight, or the Kami, so, I mean,
I still haven't seen a Kami, so.
Oh, you haven't? I haven't pulled one personally. I had mine given to me.
Gotcha.
But anywho. But yeah,
sorry,
so
he's pretty much unplayable now.
What?
Kami.
Yeah, she dies. She dies too fast. Yeah. But remember, Bebop was supposed to have a bunch of defensive foundations, which had Fei Fei. It does. It does. But people still die too fast.
That doesn't help you when you have no defensive ability in like 17 or 18 life.
That's also true. That's very, very true. Okay, cool. So I think we're done with the episode. Are we done? Do you have anything else you want to add? Do you have anything else you want to talk about before we end for Worlds?
Oh, I mean, I guess everybody have fun at Worlds.
Yeah, I'll see you guys there. I will be there Thursday.
Or at least have fun after Worlds. Go out, hang out with some people, get some food.
Though, I'm kind of I'm really hoping that everyone, we're all kind of going into Worlds like a lot of the Discord people, even though we get called the salt mine, but we're really not. A lot of guys are thinking, kind of are, whatever. But anywho, they're looking at it like it's just going to be a total crap show. I hope it's not, and I hope it actually is fun and it surprises us. I'm trying to be positive about it. I see the look on your face, and I'm trying to be the positive straight man.
I mean, you and I might want different things from life.
Yeah, I just want. I don't know. I want cardboard, but hey, man, if I have to, I'll let you know. You'll definitely hear about it if.
I will certainly, be on Facebook and
definitely
be texting people on Friday and Saturday to get the details.
I actually think teams will probably be a lot more fun than singles will be. It usually is.
Teams always is.
Teams is always much more fun.
I mean, unless teams is like, everybody's playing Napalm Man. Like,
oh, yeah, like that. Yeah. I assume it's going to be similar to like the K Vespera Jack Lamborn meta where every team had 2 or 3 of those guys, maybe.
I mean,
Not that it's bad.
You could definitely see like a spike on every team, but I don't know. I think if you expect to see Spike all the time, like it's a little bit easier to build a deck to beat him.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, definitely.
I think there's some cool stuff that is like playable in teams that like I wouldn't even look at for singles. So.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we kind of talked about on our team show, that you can just play off the wall. Like you can have your one off the wall guy and just play something completely random, like an Ulrich that just beat the hell out of people with crit split. But yeah. So anywho, all right, Rob, thanks, and we'll talk to you guys all later. Good night.
Yep.